Hello everyone, Brock Weld here to talk to you about functional neurological disorder. As you can see, I'm not having a great day. I woke up not feeling well, and I decided not to do any physical therapy today. I laid low, and I still had a seizure this afternoon. I've been coming out of it for the last few hours, but this is very typical with functional neurological disorder, where you can have a seizure and then come out of it. But what it does is it's as if my side of my body has run a marathon. It feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds on my right side, and it takes an enormous amount of effort to make this video, for example, like just to keep my words coming out of my mouth, because I basically cannot use the right side of my throat. So I thought it would be a good time to discuss therapies. One of the things I found out about a year ago was certain music had a profound effect. And I was speaking with one of my friends the other day, and were nice enough to have done some research on their own about functional neurological disorder. And they were talking about there's like two main types: the psychological type and the physical type. So one of the ways, at least for me, I'm not a doctor, but I can give you my own experience. One of the ways I would say that you can kind of distinguish the two is when you receive certain therapies, and I will go over several of those therapies through the course of these videos. But when you introduce a therapy and those physical symptoms suddenly go away, it does narrow down your search in terms of when you're talking to your doctors and when you are trying to find answers. This might be one of those things that helps you. I hope it does. And so what I found out was certain music that had a bilateral movement of the left and right sound were effective. And I only found this out by accident. I went to my daughter's soccer game, and I had my AirPods in like I do now, and I noticed that when a certain song came on, it was Sweet Dreams Are Made of This by the Eurythmics. This is not my favorite song. I do like the song, but not my favorite. So I don't want you to think that it's because it's a favorite of mine. But if you listen to this song, the Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, with good quality headphones, and it has to be both of them, and in my experience, it has to be both of them. It cannot be in your car. It has to be piped directly in your ears at a fairly high volume. And so I basically sat down and I started playing it, and I'm going to play it now just to kind of make my point. I'm playing it on my iPad, so it's separate from my recording here. So it's usually best if I just narrate it, and I'm going to hit play right now. So I can hear that opening riff going back and forth, and if you play the song, you'll hear what I mean. And I have music piping into my ears right now, pretty loud. And it's just like that. All of a sudden, my voice goes somewhat normal. And I can also think more clearly. A lot of things changed neurologically for me in a good way. The only problem is it doesn't work forever. And as I hit pause, and I'm going to hit pause right now, and I'm going to keep narrating, because what you will see is now the music has stopped, and the more I blink, the more I, not have this thing bring my brain into some kind of equilibrium. It starts shutting down my right side, and part of the problem with this is, like a lot of therapies, unfortunately, is you have to use them almost sparingly, because if you started at a baseline and then you start playing the music and you go up and you get lifted up, as soon as you hit the pause, you don't go down, you don't stay at your baseline, you go down past your baseline, and you stay down there for a while, and then you slowly come back up to this baseline, which is still horrible, right? But if you're having a very bad day, it is a respite. It's a small bit of relief in a terrible situation. It does not bring me out of a seizure, unfortunately. The seizure I had today, I mean, people want to help. And the truth is, any touch, anything at all on my right side when I'm having a seizure is excruciating. Even the little pit pat, a consoling, touch is like being touched with liquid magma. It is very uncomfortable. And unfortunately, I've been at like a gym and some other places, and people, they start trying to move you around. It's excruciating. My left side's fine. I can grab things. I can, I will take my arm and move it around, or I'll pick my leg up and move it around. So one of the other therapies, so I went on a quest to figure out why Binaural Beats worked. And then they have all these special music that you can find through on YouTube, especially, that are binaural beats. And the lower the frequency seems to work better for me. When they talk about hertz, like 0.5 hertz. Conversely, when the frequency is very, very high, other kinds of music, it can actually induce some of a seizure. It just starts taking that equilibrium balance out of my brain. And so I found this new thing, which is been very beneficial for me. And that is on YouTube. If you have a pair of very high quality headphones, like noise canceling headphones, these are AirPod Pros, but it does work on my AirPods, or I have the Bose Quiet Comfort ones. Those also seem to produce a different effect because they have that spatial audio. I haven't found a lot of spatial audio on Apple Music, but I have found it on YouTube. And the way I would describe it is, if you ever want to go see a concert in the round where the band is right in the middle of the auditorium, and that way the whole crowd gets to view the concert 360 degrees. Just imagine if that was inverted and you were sitting in the round and the band was somehow playing around you and circling around you. That's what this 8D music. So if you search for 8D music, even if you don't have a neurological condition, you can actually put your headphones in and you can actually start understanding. So instead of, before I was talking about where it goes left and right and left and right, that was beneficial. It really helped wire my brain together. What's called neuroplasticity, where your brain has the ability, both hemispheres, talk to each other at the same time, same way. So what this does, it basically forces your brain to make those connections when your other systems aren't willing to. So I'm going to play a different song now. It's 8D. It's by Pentatonics. It's that song Hallelujah. But when it plays, it has the same effect, but it does seem to have a much more therapeutic effect, because now the music is not just going left and right, but in my head, the music sounds like it's orbiting around my head. And then some, they orbit, like they'll go left, right, and then over your head, and then back around. Some people have developed very interesting mixes. But again, as soon as I hit pause, this whole thing's gonna go away, and I'm actually gonna be much worse. So this is gonna be near the end of my video. I'm gonna put a couple links into this post so you can at least have a couple of the 8D music samples available to you. It's just one thing that I've learned through this this horrible illness is, I paused the music, you need to find relief in whatever way you can. This has been by far much more beneficial than some of the medications. They're trying to treat the symptoms, and they actually make it worse. But I don't want you to think that it's like the doctor's fault. That has been the course of treatment for a lot of these symptoms, but they just don't work for my condition. So that's why you really need to advocate for yourself and keep looking for those answers. And you got to balance that with some reason. That's why you have to surround yourself with people that care about you, so they can help you weigh those options, which ones are helping you, which ones are not. And with my condition, I just kept getting more desperate looking for answers. And you try all kinds of crazy stuff, even stuff I do not personally believe in. I'm an empirical person, a person of science, but I still did all the holistic stuff too. I did, Beamer blankets and special oxygen therapies and light bed therapies and hyperbaric chambers, all kinds of stuff. And they do help, but I unfortunately have not found anything that is permanent, as you can see, but it gets better. If you stay in the fight and you never give up, you never quit, you can find stuff to help you along the way. And all they are is means to an end, so that you can find the answers that you're looking for. For me, when I found that the music gave me some help, it was so helpful. It really was. Just having a break from, the pain and the suffering and all that stuff was, it means a lot. It means a lot when you're out in the cold and somebody gives you a warm blanket, and that's kind of the best way I could describe it. So there you go. If you are suffering from some kind of, really any kind of seizure disorder, this might help. I would look for 8D music on YouTube. They also I've seen it listed as 12D music or spatial audio music. Anything that basically goes back and forth. And you got to find something that works for you. So probably not something too fast or harsh, but it also can't be too slow. Otherwise, the effect won't happen for you. So I'll be back with more videos soon about other therapies, including stellate ganglion blocks. I also have a lot of questions regarding what this condition does to several things, like what triggers my episodes, what happens to my walking and my gait, my breathing, what sensations, my energy level of thinking. They're all great questions, and I tend to get to them. I just don't want these videos to get too long, so until next time, I'll be just fine.